Good morning, yogis. Welcome, welcome in your summer cool down. It is, we are connected through time and space, of course. I know you'll be watching this later on. And I just hope that this will bring you the coolness and the calmness that you need in the heat of summer. You can practice this any time of the day, but ideally in the morning, because it is really nice to wake up with this and to do this on an empty stomach, which is easier in the morning. And if any of this feels like it's too heating for you, because again, we have very different bodies, constitutions, then just know that you can do less or skip it or do something that feels right for you. And like always, it's important to really observe what's going on within you. Pause whenever you need to, especially in summer. We will have many pauses, but see if you need more. So all that said, let's get started. I'm just going to double check my connection. And probably it's not going to pick up well, internet is still and then find a seat that is, it's already saying it's unstable. Find a seat that is expressing wakefulness, but that is also relaxed. Because the tendency might be to either do nothing at all in summer, to be just like, or to do a lot and even too much. And what we want to do, because the Pitta, we're working with Pitta, I won't talk too long, but just a little introduction. We're working with Pitta, and Pitta is really kind of naturally going into extremes. So it's either nothing, it's like all or nothing approach. And what we want to find in summer, because it is extreme, right? It's a very extreme time of the year, just like the middle of winter is a very extreme time of the year in terms of climate and weather. We want to find the middle path. We want to find the middle ground. So notice if that is your tendency to do nothing or to do everything, find a middle path. And with that, rub your hands. Find length through the side body, the rib pockets, really lift them up. And then feel for a moment as you rub your hands and gently close the eyes or simply lower the lids of the eyes. Observe if you can feel the energy rise from the pubic bone up through the midline into the crown of the head and then down back from the crown of the head like a waterfall, releasing, cleansing, washing away any tension, any control in the body. And let that be drained out of your system into the earth. And you can continue to rub, not so much to create heat, but to create sensation in the hands. So continue to observe the energy rise on an inhale from the front of the body up through the midline into the crown of the head and then down the crown of the head, down the back, massaging, releasing, cleansing. And let your hands come onto your eyes. Observe any sensation around the eyes, inside of the eyes, any tension, any pressure. And feel if you can bring some softness to the eyes here. The eyes are the organ that is really almost most affected by the sunlight, right? We are really taking in all that extra light during the day, even though we have peaked with our summer solstice and now we're moving down towards winter solstice. But still there's a lot of light to digest. So giving your eyes this little moment of rest, of release is really beneficial. And gently release the hands away from the eyes and let the palms of the hands come down. Observe your natural flow of your breath. And then we start the first part of our practice, which is the Shat Kriyas, or some people call it pranayama. I've now learned it's called Shat Kriyas, to really cleanse, to actually remove any doshic imbalances from the body before we move into namaskars and asanas. So the first one is Kapalbhati, sometimes translated as breath of fire, but actually it is a balancing breath, balancing the fire. And it's translated as skull shining breath. So we're bringing that radiance in a healthy way all around us. And what we want to focus on in summer is really belly to nose. So we take the marma points of the belly, and then we push the air out through the, as Indu Aurora calls it, the ocean shore of the forehead. We push it out through the nose. So it's really this kind of wave that's washing away anything that feels like pressure, tension, conflict, that feels like it's trying to control you or you're trying to control it. So you can bring one hand on the belly if that feels comfortable to you, otherwise bring the hand down. And then we go for 20 bumps, and you can make them quite long on the exhale. So it's more like instead of, it's not a really short exhale, it's more a squeezing exhale. So go for 20 times, about 2 to 3 second exhale. And remember to go from belly to the ocean shore of the forehead, out through the nose. Continue on your own pace. Inhale is natural. Exhale is strong, but not forceful. Last little bit. And whenever you've completed 20 pumps, you release the hand that was on the belly if it's there, and observe and pause and feel. We go for a second round, and a way to really feel, because most of us are used to do this really fast. I was too, and it is easier. But when we do it slowly, and we'll pick up the pace just a little bit, when we do it slowly, it's really squeezing more of the air out. So what helps, I think, is to imagine that you're coughing, but you're coughing through your nose. So just for a moment, bring your hand on your belly and then cough through your mouth. You hear the same kind of noise in the lungs, and you feel in the belly this pulling back. That's what you want. So now close your mouth and cough through your nose. It's the same, right? So we're going for a little bit more upbeat, like this. But it's still this kind of wheezing sound through the lungs. And we really want to squeeze all the air out. So we go for 20 once again, a little bit more upbeat. Unless it doesn't work for you, you go slower. Whenever you've completed your 20 pumps, release the hand on the belly. Observe any micro shift, or maybe there's a macro shift, whether it's in the mind, the body, emotions, or you might feel something shift in your subtle body, your energy shifting. And our second pranayama is Agni Sara, which is also balancing the fire. So there's a lot of fire outside, right? I actually want to do something first before moving on. This new thing that I learned is balancing for Kapalbhati. Rub your hands. It's actually really wonderful, but I sometimes forget it exists. Rub your hands a little bit and then wipe your forehead as if you're wiping off any sweat from the summer, from one temple to the next. And then you make loose fists and then rub your temples with your fists. So rub around the temples. And then with your peace fingers, you're going to place them underneath the ears, like you're going to kind of squeeze your ears with your peace fingers. And then you rub up and down with the fingers closed, up with the fingers spread. You rub up and down, so both sides equally. Just a pressure that feels nice for you, that feels comfortable. So this is how we release any extra heat, if that is what Kapalbhati has created. Again, it is keeping our head cool always, Kapalbhati, but it can create a little bit of heat. And then we bring the hands to like piano fingers. We bring them on the cheeks and we tap the cheeks and the jaw, releasing any tension there. And then you can bring your hands to your neck and slide and massage the neck. Bringing the hands like spider fingers on top of the head and then dig the fingers down and massage the skin. So not so much the hair, but the skin of the skull. Any place that feels like it has some tension there or pressure or conflict. And the last one, we rub the base of the hands, so the fingers wide, the base of the hands. And then we bring from the inside of the eyes to the outside of the eyes. We gently rub. So we're kind of sweeping away any heat, intensity from the eyes. I think I'm rubbing my mascara all over my face, but let's just go with it. And then release your hands down. Good. Now we're ready for Agni Sara, which is helping balance our digestive organs and even a little bit of our respiratory organs. So I'll show you from the side. You can do this with your feet together, like Baddha Konasana, holding onto the knees, or you can do it with crossed legs. I like to do it with crossed legs. What you'll do is inhale. So I'll show you first, and then you can join. Inhale, open the chest, really arch as if you're doing cat-cow. And then you exhale through the mouth and round the spine. Now you stay empty. Of course, you're not talking, but you stay empty. And then you pull the belly up and in, sweeping up and down. It's not so much about what it looks like, it's more about the feeling. And what you can imagine is that you're going from your pelvic floor up through the belly, all the way up to the heart, and maybe even through the third eye point. That's the feeling, like you're pulling it all the way up there, and then you release it back towards the pelvic floor, up through the third eye point, back to the pelvic floor. Of course, it's not going there, but that's the feeling that you want to have. It does help sometimes. So I'll show you one more time, inhaling through the nose. So it's this sweeping up and down. Once you naturally feel the urge to inhale, you inhale and you exhale, relax. We go for just one round. And you don't want to go too crazy with the amount. So feel really that natural urge to inhale and listen to that. All right, so deep inhale together. And then exhale through the mouth. And then on the empty, so you're not breathing, you sweep up and down. So you stay empty with the lungs and you sweep up and down, no breath. Once you've completed Agnisara, you observe, you can have closed eyes or soft gaze. Feel, observe, pause. Now our proper cooling breath, Shitgari and Shitali. We start with Shitali. With Shitali, you can either create this puckered lips or like pouted lips, I think it's called as well, like so. As if you're breathing in through a straw, or if genetically you're able, this is just genetics, you're able to curl up the tongue like this. You can do it like that as well. So we inhale through the mouth, but either puckered lips or curl up tongue. And then we exhale, close the mouth, and we breathe out through the nose. We go for 5 rounds of that. So finding tall spine if you've lost it. And then inhale through the mouth. Exhale long through the nose. Inhale through the mouth. Exhale long through the nose. 3 more times on your own. We're cooling down through the midline of the body. Observe whenever you've completed your 5 rounds, no rush. Observe what is there. And also if there is any discomfort arising, emotional discomfort from being bored, from sitting so long, or physical discomfort, mental discomfort, listen to that, but there's no need to do anything with it right now. Unless you feel physical pain, then of course you can always stretch out your legs. But if it's just this kind of restlessness, eagerness to move on, expressed through the mind, through the emotions, through the body, then see if you can welcome that in, make it part of your practice instead of pushing it away. Now the second of these belong together, Shitkari and Shitali. So we did Shitali first, which we always do, and now Shitkari. They belong together, and this is our second to last pranayama, so we're almost there. This one, you'll put your tongue in between your teeth like so. You're not biting on it, you're just having the tongue between the teeth. And then you open a little bit like you're making a grin. And then you inhale through those pockets in the cheeks, like so. And then closing the mouth, exhale through the nose. So I'll show you again. All right. 5 times, once again, Shitkari or Shitkari. Not shit, but Shitkari. Exhale through the nose. Count for yourself 5 rounds. Observe and feel after 5 rounds. And our final pranayama, Brahmari, hummingbee breath. I'll come close as well, because we will use our fingers to put them on Marmani, on a Marma point on the face. And this will help us to draw the attention inward. So it's pratyahara, the drawing in of the senses or nourishing of the senses inside. It's really wonderful when we close our eyes and we hum. It kind of soothes the eyes as well. And again, the eyes are an organ they're really like this in summer, right? I have to digest all that light. So with your index fingers, you're placing them wherever you can reach next to the eyebrows when you close your ears with your thumbs. And then, so not yet, you won't close your ears yet, you can't hear me anymore. Close the eyes and place the middle finger just on the inside. I hope you can see the inside of the eyes, or not on the eyes, but the inside, really where the eyes meet the nose. And then the ring fingers next to the nostrils, not closing them, next to the nostrils, and the little fingers on the cheeks. The thumbs will close the ears. I really properly close them if that's okay for you, if that's comfortable for you, because it will get you more buzzing in the head, which is the whole point. So with those, I always have to put them, with those fingers on those marma points, which are like sensitive points that connect us to the subtle body from the physical body. You'll inhale through the nose, and then you'll exhale. You hum long and nice and soothing. So there we go. We go for 3, and then we'll start to move. So place your fingers on those marma points. And on a deep inhale, breathe in through the nose. On an exhale, close the ears and hum and continue on your own 3 times. Where does your attention naturally go to after Brahmari hummingbee breath? Let your attention rest on the breath. And begin to transition slowly to Ujjayi breath. I know most of you are familiar with it, but some of you might not. The Ujjayi breath is what will accompany us throughout our practice. So we will close the base of the throat, slightly narrow the base of the throat, sorry. And then that will create a slight whispered ah sound on the inhale, and a whispered ha sound on the exhale. So it's like the ocean sound. Sometimes we call it ocean breath, but it means victorious breath, Ujjayi. So you can even, if this is new to you, you can bring your peace fingers on the inside between the collarbones, that little gap, and you can feel, as you slightly narrow the base of the throat, you can feel the skin pull back on an inhale, and then on an exhale, you feel it push out to your fingers. So slightly narrowing the base of the throat, or if that is not accessible to you, to do that from the mind, from that cue of the mind, you can create that like you're whispering ha on the exhale and ah on the inhale. It's like fogging a mirror. I think I might have some wild boars in the garden. Let me just double check. Okay. It's just little animals. Good. Continue your Ujjayi breath as you slowly move away from your seat. And go ahead, bring your hands underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your knees underneath your hips. Spread the fingers nice and wide, and then start to create big circles with the hips. Create that whispered ah sound, whispered ha sound. So you can do this if you're new to Ujjayi, you can do it with your mouth open. If you're not, if it feels comfortable to do it with the mouth closed, you can do so as well. Circle all around. You can go one direction and then the other, or you can switch sides immediately. Keep a micro bend in your elbows. Keep the head nice and soft, neck relaxed, facial muscles soft. Notice if you're trying to control anything in your face, in your facial muscles, can you relax that a little bit? So we don't always have to completely go from controlling to complete surrender. That would be a big jump. But maybe there's one muscle in your face that you can let go of controlling. Good. And then come to center slowly. Bring the left hand a little bit more in front from the line of the shoulders, and then the right arm lifts up on an inhale. On an exhale, twist the right arm underneath the left, and then really glide underneath. Bring that whole back of the right arm, whether it's the elbow coming down or the whole back of the arm, down onto the ground, and then the left fingertips can push down to open the chest more. So we're going for a twist here. Maybe this is plenty, or maybe you want to bring that left arm in the line of the heart, not so much behind your shoulder, so the line of the heart. Take another full breath in here. Long breath out, really empty, empty, empty on the exhales. One more breath. Then flat hand on the ground, left hand flat. Inhale, the right arm comes back up to the sky. Exhale, release the hand down underneath the shoulder, then reset for a moment. Right hand slightly in front from the line of the shoulder, left arm comes up. Exhale, twist, left arm underneath right. And again, it can be the elbow down or the whole back of the arm down. Right fingertips push into the earth. Now, if you feel a little claustrophobic, see if you can create more space by shifting the hips forward in the line of the knees, maybe even bringing the right arm more forward. Do what you can to create more spaciousness instead of more kind of stuckness. Breathe into the chest, into the back of the heart. And really on an exhale, empty, 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 empty the lungs so that your lower belly muscles gently pull up and in. One more breath in. And then right hand flat down. Inhale, lift the left arm one more time up. Exhale, release the hand down underneath the shoulders. And then both hands come a little bit more forward from the line of the shoulders. Hug the forearms in. Roll the upper arms out, creating space. Curl the toes under, and then slowly, slowly shift back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. We won't stay too long in down dog and too often because it is a heating forward fold and even an inversion if we look at it. If we look at it clearly. And one more breath here. And then exhale, begin to walk or step your feet all the way to the top of the mat. There's a dog now in the garden. That's the one I heard. Bring the hands on the shins. It's from the owner, no worries. Lengthen the spine, inhale. And exhale, gentle forward fold. Press the feet down. Inhale, circle the arms up and overhead. I'll make sure my head is not cut off. And then when you exhale, bring the palms of the hands together in front of the heart. Here we go. Good. From that mountain pose, you're going to inhale, bring your thumbs together, hook them together, Garuda Mudra, and then bring that on your heart. I'll bring it a little bit lower because the microphone. So you'll bring it on your heart like your heart is having wings. And then with that, you'll inhale, lift the chest. So it's like a standing heart pose, standing Anahadasana, heart to the sky. When you exhale, gently, gently fold forward. Bend the knees plenty, release the hands down. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, step the right foot a big step back. We could have also done the left, more cooling, but since it's morning, we still do the right. And bring the right knee down. Bring that same mudra, Garuda Mudra, onto the heart. And then lift your chest away from the pelvic ocean floor. So like a wave. Rise up with the heart, gaze down. Exhale, release. Bring the hands onto the earth. Little different vinyasa than you're maybe used to. Bring the knees back. And then here, this is really our wonderful cooling. Every time we're moving through the side body and we're opening the chest, we're creating this kind of fanning, allowing the body to fan any heat out. So left hand slightly forward, just like before. Right hand slides back towards the knees. And then on an exhale, open the arm up to the sky, circle around. Do that 2 more times. So inhaling, shift back. And exhaling, open, open, and release. Inhale, shift back. Exhale, open. Last time, that was the last time. Left hand shifts back now. And then on an exhale, open and release. And see if you can really move fluidly, effortlessly, smoothly with that Ujjayi breath. Last time. Bring the hands back down. Once again, little downward facing dog. Shift the sit bones back, rocking them a little from side to side. Inhale, bring your right leg up to the sky. Exhale, step the foot forward between the hands and bring the knee down, back knee. Hook the thumbs the other way if you remember. So the way that probably feels odd, and then let the hands rest on the heart. Little lift into the chest. Again, like a wave from the ocean floor, rising up through the side body. Deep inhale. Exhale, release. Lift the left knee, inhale. Exhale, gather the energy at the core to step the left foot forward next to the right, hip distance. And then fold and release. Inhale, bring the arms up overhead, but keep the gaze down. Gaze down is more cooling. Exhale, Garuda hands, Garuda Mudra on the heart. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold forward. So this is our Pitta balancing namaskar, our summer cooling namaskar. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, left foot steps a big step back. And not just summer, so anytime, since you have the recording for a whole year, anytime that you feel overheated from life or intensity, this is a practice to do as well. Now, we start again with that Garuda Mudra with the hands on the heart, lifting, rising up from the ocean floor. Can you keep your gaze forward or down? And then when you exhale, this time bring the left hand down, the right arm comes up to the sky, but again, gaze down. Maybe that's a challenge for you. It is for me. I want to look up where my hand is going, but look down to the hand that's on the earth. Deep inhale. Exhale, release the hand down. Stepping that right knee back behind you, underneath the hip. And this time we start with the left. 3 circles. Bring the left hand back, inhale. And then exhale, big circle up and over. 2 more times on your own breath. And then release the other side. Inhale for the right. Exhale, sweep up and over. And release the hands. Walk the hands even more forward. So they're right out in front of you. Stretch long like downward dog. And then melt your chest to the earth. Keep the hips in the line of the knees, forehead down. Relax the skin of the forehead. And then slither through onto the belly with your elbows underneath your shoulders, forearms down onto the ground. Lengthen the spine, inhale. When you exhale, rock your hips to the left and look over your right shoulder. When you exhale, rock the hips back to center. Inhale, rock the hips to the right, look over your left shoulder. Exhale, back to center. Then inhale through the center. So you can plant the palms of the hands down, rise up through the heart. Exhale, release. Hands underneath the shoulders, huge inhale, curl the toes under. Exhale, downward dog. Now, if downward dog is absolutely too heating, which again, it is heating, you can do hands and knees or Anahata Asana, hard pose. Then wherever you are, if you're in hard pose, you come back into hands and knees. Lift the left leg up to the sky on a deep inhale. On an exhale, step the foot forward between the hands, big step. Back knee comes down. If you remember the other way, Garuda Mudra, with the thumbs hooking, fingers spread. Let the heart rise, gaze down. Have a little sense of hugging inner thighs towards midline, nothing major. We don't want to squeeze in too much to create heat, just a little stability. And then with that stability, bring the right hand down, the left arm comes up to the sky. Keep looking down to your right hand. Notice the difference when you're looking down. How is the sensation different in the body than when you look up? Inhale here. Exhale, release the left hand to the earth. Bring your right knee off the earth on a deep inhale. Gather the energy at the core. And then exhale, step the right foot forward to the top of the mat and fold over the legs. Hands on shins. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold and release. Press the feet down. Inhale, circle the arms up and overhead. Keep looking forward or down. Exhale, hands at the heart. Take a moment to breathe, to feel what's happening inside of your body without the need to analyze it. Simply feel it. And we transition now into our not so heating core work. So everything we do, we work not just on the cooling, calming, but we work with the regions of the body, which might go way too far for you and you're like, whatever you're talking about, I don't understand. But if it does make sense to you, so we're working with the organs and the parts of the body that are connected to Pitta, to summer. So working a lot with our belly, with our eyes, and with our skin even. So bring the feet hip distance apart. Bring, and I'll show you from the side, the right hand onto your hip, the left arm comes up. Take a deep inhale. And then go up and over to the side. So we're really working now with our organs that are on the sides of the body, on the periphery of our torso. And those really need cooling in summer. So again, fanning the whole side body. And then exhale, release. Let that left hand come onto your hip. Switching sides, inhale, the right arm comes up. Again, gaze stays forward or down. Exhale, go up and over to the side. Stay steady with the hips, so you're not pushing them forward or back or to the side. Inhale, come back up. And exhale, release. Then both arms circle up to the sky. Inhale deep. Exhale, fold forward over the legs. Inhale, lift halfway, long spine. Exhale, step both feet back and then bring your knees down onto the ground. Now, kick your left leg, so I'll mirror for you. Left leg kicks back behind you and it comes into the line of the right knee and the foot. Now, if this is very unstable when you release the left hand, for me it always is, you can bring the right foot a little bit more back for stability or all the way back, wherever you need it. Ground through the right hand and then lift your left arm up. Keep looking forward or down. And then see if you can now extend the top arm forward in a long line from your hips. So we're really opening through the side body, the rib pockets. Again, this is where we store the heat sometimes and we can really fan the side body. Inhale there. Either stay, option 1 or option 2, shift your weight forward and go into the wall, but you probably won't, and lift the back leg off the earth, but make sure it's parallel to the earth. Now, very important here, turn the tailbone down, pubic bone up towards the heart. Lengthen the spine, inhale. And then when you exhale, bring everything that's off the earth back to the ground, knee comes back, hand comes back. Other side, right leg into the line of the left foot. Again, you can use the left foot as a flipper to find more stability. Micro bend the left elbow and then reach the right arm up. Inhale deep. Exhale, find length and space by reaching the top arm forward in the line of the crown of the head. Avoid any kind of intense hands. I don't know if you can see, but I used to have these pitta hands whenever I was practicing yoga, like overstretching the fingers. See if there can be some softness in the palm of the hand. Then either stay there or shift forward. So I'm speaking very much from experience today. Shift forward and lift the back leg off the earth, tailbone towards heel, pubic bone towards heart. Inhale there. Exhale, belly muscles to spine. Really empty on the exhale. And then inhale, slowly prepare to release. And exhale, transition back to hands and knees. Take an inhale. And when you exhale, palms of the hands about one hand width forward, downward facing dog, just to even everything out. Inhale, lift your right leg up to the sky. When you exhale, step the right foot between the hands, big step. Turn the back heel to the ground and make sure your toes are pointing straight towards the side of the mat. So the foot is parallel with the small side of the mat. Circle the arms up until they're shoulder height. Front knee is bent in the line of your ankle. And then spread the toes and have a feeling you're opening a jar with your front foot. So that will spiral the outer thigh out. You probably hear all the cicadas, they're really loud because it's really hot appropriately today. Bring the left hand on the hip and then your right hand to start comes onto your rib pocket. So really underneath your armpit, down on your ribs, not on your side body, side waist. Begin to lift your chest into your hand as you go up and over to the side. Now keep that lifting action through the rib pockets as you reach the right arm up and over. So finding length and space. Again, look forward or down to the back foot. One more breath in. When you exhale, straighten the front leg, pull kneecap to thigh, and then reach forward. Reach with your hand. Exhale, bring the hand down wherever it naturally lands. Can be on your leg, can be on a block, behind your foot, like so, or in front of your foot, wherever you need it. Then once again, left hand comes onto the rib pockets and begin to spiral your chest up to the sky, really pressing the chest, the side ribs into your hand. It's like you're self-adjusting. You are actually doing that. You can keep the hand here, or you can bring it up in the line of the shoulder or in the line of the ear. Again, gaze either down or up. Sorry, down or forward, not up, if you can. Keep moving the right sit bone to the left heel. Breathe into your rib pockets. Last deep breath, Trikonasana, triangle pose, one of our main asanas for summer. And then exhale, release. Circle the arms back up, coming into Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2 for a moment. Exhale, cartwheel the arms down to the earth. Step to plank pose on an in-breath. And then when you exhale, bring your knees underneath your hips, walk the hands, or if you want to stretch through the wrists more, the fingertips down on the ground. Release any tension from the armpits, from the chest, any conflict from the mind. Let it drain out of your mind, out of your forehead. And then flat hands come down on the ground if the fingertips are down. Shift onto your elbows. Shift your weight forward into forearm plank with the knees down. Beam the crown of the head forward. And exhale, melt the hips, melt the knees, lengthen the spine once again in Sphinx. Deep inhale. So whenever we're stretching the belly like this, or really releasing heat, exhale, release the hands, fingertips come wider than the mat, at least wider than the shoulders. Now inhale, anchor, tops of the feet down, lift your right shoulder and look over the right shoulder like a kind of twisted cobra. Exhale, release down to your belly. And we do that to the other side. Inhale, look over the left shoulder. Exhale, back down. Then inhale through the center, both shoulders lift, heart rises, belly stretches. Exhale, release. Palms of the hands underneath the forehead. Relax and let your hips gently sway from side to side. Stay with Ujjayi breath. Hands underneath the shoulders. Inhale deep. When you exhale, move all the way to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg up to the sky. When you exhale, step the foot through between the hands. Back heel turns down, parallel with the small side of the mat. And then open the arms. Warrior two. Virabhadrasana 2. Check if your front knee is over your ankle. Again, open a jar with your front foot. Imagine that you're doing that. You're able to do that. Right hand on the hip, really pushing back so that you're creating stability in the hips. And then with your left hand, see if you can find your rib pocket. I know it's not a super easy thing to do, but it will help. Lift out of your lower back, inhale, and then go up and over to the side, lifting especially that rib side, the rib pockets, up to the sky. And then see if you can extend the arm and keep on reaching. Really lift there. Inhale there. Exhale, maybe bend the front knee a little bit more. Peaceful warrior. Last breath in. Exhale, straighten the front leg. I'm going to get my block again. It just feels nice today. Create more space. So props are not because we are having a worse practice. They're actually helping us to create a certain feeling state. For me, the feeling state today is releasing. So I want more spaciousness. Reach forward with the left arm. Inhale. And then exhale, release the hand down on the leg, in front of the leg, behind the leg, on a prop, whatever you want to reach for. Bring the right hand onto the rib pockets as high as you can, really framing the ribs. And then roll your chest with the steadiness of the hips. So the left sit bone goes to the right heel still. You're not trying to get the hips on top of each other. You're rolling the chest open to the sky. And then you can look forward or down. You can keep the hand on the ribs or bring it up in the line of the shoulder or in the line of the ear. And again, notice what happens with the breath. Notice what happens with your body temperature when you look down or forward instead of up. So forward, I mean straight ahead of you, looking at the side of your mat, not forward towards the top of the mat. Last breath in. Then really empty on the exhale. Feel maybe a little lift in the lower belly, then come back up. Circle the arms, back shoulder height, bend the front knee, Virabhadrasana 2. And then exhale, cartwheel the arms down. Bring the back The front foot to the back foot into plank pose, mini plank. Exhale, knees underneath the hips. Plank definitely heating so we're not staying long. Fingertips or hands forward, Anahadasana. Let the forehead melt into the earth. And flat hands down, forearms down, shift our weight forward into forearm plank, knees down or up, your choice. And exhale, release the hips and knees into Sphinx pose. Take a huge inhale here. Exhale, fingertips wider than the mat. Keep the neck nice and long as you now travel through the center straight away. Forward and up, not just up, forward and up. And exhale, release. Take a moment once again to feel, to observe. You can rock your hips gently from side to side if that feels nice to release the lower back. Now, same, but different. Very different, maybe. You'll stretch out your left arm in front of you. Roll over to your side and then hold your head like you're on, I don't know if you're on the beach like this, but like you're this goddess or god or emperor, whatever you want to imagine, that is just kind of leisurely laying around in summer. Place your right, really the ball of the base of the big toe, place that on the earth. And then press into it a little bit. So it seemingly is like we're just not doing nothing at all, but we have a little bit of lengthening through the side body, stabilizing through the back foot. Breathe into that. And then maybe this is where you stay, really press the outside of the left leg down. Or maybe you want to go for Krishna's couch. It's not called couch for nothing. You'll take your peace fingers around your big toe, and then see when you extend it that you actually need a little bit more muscles than, again, what it looks like. So the stabilization happens through the lower leg that's on the ground, the left leg. Really flex the foot, press down with the whole back of the leg into the earth, and then see if you can extend the leg. It can also be bent, absolutely fine. Extend the leg away from you. Whoops. The tendency is to roll over onto your back and just have fun with it. Maybe you do roll over. Just make sure you're not hitting yourself anywhere. Take another deep breath in. And then exhale, release. So we're going back to that Krishna's couch. This time, bringing the thumb and the index finger together and placing it on the knee. Looking at your knee affectionately. And then roll back onto the belly for the other side. I'll join you on the other side so you can see. You will just roll over. Roll over now onto the right arm. Stretch it out and bend the elbows. You can hold your head. Place for most people, it's more comfortable to place the base of the big toe, so the bottom of the foot down for stability. You can also have the whole foot down. And then again, so we're not going there yet, bringing the fingertips on the ground for stability. Press the lower leg into the earth. So here you find that center, that central line to create stability and strength. And then maybe this is where you stay and enjoy, as if you are again an emperor being fed grapes, empress. Bring your peace fingers onto your big toe if you want to go further, to extend the leg away from you. Again, it doesn't have to be straight. It is about extending it to the point where you feel you're lengthening the back of the leg. Maybe one side's different. This side for me definitely is more challenging to stay in the center. So we want to add a little challenge in summer. We don't want to go crazy. We're not going to do handstand flips, or we might not never do that. But if we would do handstand flips, it would be springtime. That's the time to do it. In summer, we do less because, again, it's already extreme outside. We don't want to create more extremes inside of ourselves, our beings. Take another deep breath in. And then if the leg is up, bend the leg, and then everyone bring thumb and index finger together and see if you can bring it onto your knee. Look affectionately at your knee. And then roll back down. So that was a kind of relaxed krama for where we're going. Bring the palms of the hands underneath the shoulders, and then press back, this time to your knees and then to your feet towards the back of the mat. Feet about hip distance. Roll yourself up to standing. And then, surprise, surprise, we're doing the same thing standing. You can use a scarf or a strap for this. I'm not going to do it because I don't have one around. But you can. Right hand on the hip. Bring all the weight on that right foot and then lift your left knee. Open it up towards the side. Now, this is your Krama 1. Extending, radiating out through all the sides, fanning the side body. Maybe extend the right arm. If you want to try to catch the big toe again and extend the leg to the side, you can do so as well. Breathe here. So summer is about radiance. We just want to make it healthy radiance, not radiance that burns down a forest, not a wildfire. We want to keep it a little bit contained, channeled in the right direction. So really see if you can find that stability through the standing leg and then radiate out in all directions. Slowly, slowly come back to center. Release the foot down and shift to the other side. So usually I would say really focus our drishti in front, but that is what the eyes are naturally doing in summer. We want to soften that a little bit. We're going to play with that on the other side. Shift your weight over towards the left foot now, hand on the hips, and then bend your right knee and hold onto the knee, open it up to the side. So instead of having this like laser sharp focus, can you still look at one point in front of you, but diffuse your gaze as if your eyes are kind of these fly's eyes or these insect eyes that can see all around. You can stay here, or you can catch the big toe with the peace fingers, hug the shoulder back into its socket and extend your leg out to the side. Keep on breathing. Maybe you want to extend the other arm as well for more radiance, if that feels like more radiance to you. Remember, stability first. Kind of the container for the fire so that it doesn't burn down the forest. Slowly, slowly come back to center. Release, shake it out. Flutter through the lips. Really like a horse. Good. Take a moment to inhale. Raise the arms up overhead. And let the palms of the hands all bend, but you stay straight. Palms of the hands come down through the center. All right, so we'll show you a little bit further back. Inhale, circling the arms up. Palms of the hands through the center and down. Really calming the energy down. One more time. Exhale. And then this time we come down. Inhale, circle the arms up. Exhale, move through the center, release, release. Inhale, lift halfway, just checking the connection. There we go. And when you exhale, step back straight into downward facing dog, all the way. Lengthen through the side body, the armpits, hug the shoulders back into their sockets. And then inhale, bring the right leg up one last time. Exhale, breathe the leg forward between the hands. So I didn't tell you to bring a block, but if you do have one, you can use it. If not, you don't need it. Turn the back heel down, open once again into warrior two. So props are useful, but we don't have to always rely on them completely. We can do without as well. Bring the hands on the hips. And then step your back foot in just a tiny bit, like 1 foot. Press the heel slightly out, so different way to come into triangle. Straighten the front leg, pull the kneecap up to the thigh for strength in the thigh. And then reach forward with the right arm as you push your lower back a little bit back into your hand. Now you can bring your hand again on the block, or you can bring it on the earth or on the leg. Roll your chest open. Keep looking forward, so straight ahead or down towards the ground. And then this time, see if you can start to sweep the arm forward, up towards the line of the crown of the head, and then back around you all around. And do that 2 more times. So inhale, forward in the line of the heart, the line of the crown of the head. Exhale, back around. One last time. Cicadas are becoming very loud. I don't know if you can hear them or hear me. Exhale. Then now either stay in triangle, celebrate the pose with the hand down, up in the line of the ear, or look down if you didn't do that already, bend your front knee and come into kind of the accumulation of all the little building blocks that we've done today. Doesn't mean that you have to do it. It just means it's an option. So you're placing the foot about 1 foot away from, placing the hand or the block 1 foot away from your foot in a diagonal line to the side. Then you step the back foot in, 1 big step. You shift your weight forward, chest forward. Might need to adjust the block so that it's a little bit more forward in the line of the shoulder, and then shift all the way forward. So making sure the block is not closer to the foot than the line of your shoulder. You want to keep that spaciousness, more stability. Bring the back leg parallel with the earth. Flex the foot, hug the heel in towards the buttock. And then with stable hips, you're not trying to get them on top of each other, they're just as they are. Roll the ribs. You can again feel that with your hand if you want to. Ribs towards the sky. Eyes either down or forward, but not up. Breathe, breathe, wherever you find yourself, whether it's triangle pose or half moon. So either Trikonasana or Ardha Chandrasana. Last breath, wherever you are. Breathe, breathe. And then slowly step back if you're in half moon. Everyone transition into warrior 2 just for a moment. And then exhale, come down. Inhale, step to plank. Now when you exhale, bend your right knee. So the leg that's forward is now bent. Flexing the foot. Turn to the outside. I'll show you from the back. It's easier to see. Outside of the left foot, and then press the ball of the foot down, just like you did when you were on your hip. Bring your right arm up and over into Vashisthasana, side plank. Open the side body once again. Deep inhale. Long exhale, ribs to hips. Last breath in. And exhale, release. Bring the knees down underneath the hips. Walk your fingertips forward to stretch through the wrists, and then release the forehead down. Hands flat on the earth. Slide a little bit back with your hands so that they're in a diagonal line from your shoulders. And then come to downward dog 1 last time for the other side. You're almost there, the top of your wave as if you're surfing. Excuse me. Inhale for the left leg to lift. And exhale, step the foot through between the hands. And if you're sweating like me, that's actually a really good sign. It means your heat is released, all right? So it's good. And breathe the sweat. Bring the back heel down. Open the arms, warrior 2, just as a transition. And then bring the hands on the hips. Step the back foot in just a little bit, like 1 little foot. I don't know measurements very well in English, so forgive me. And then press the heel more out. So the toes are pointing slightly forward this time. Straight in the front leg. So you will already feel like your hips are slightly tilted forward instead of facing the side. All right, not completely forward, like a twisted triangle. That's not where we're going. Triangle to the side. Now reach forward with the left arm. Is that the left arm? Yes. And then release the hand down on the leg, on the block, on the earth, wherever it naturally lands. Roll the chest open. Keep the stability of the hips. And then sweep that top arm all the way up in a diagonal line. Release any pittanas in the hands. Exhale, circle the arm back behind you. Again, you can look forward, straight ahead, not up or down. Circle one last time, creating space for the side body, the shoulder. And then bring the hand on the hip if you're going for half moon. You can bring it on the rib pockets if you're staying in triangle, or up to the sky in the line of the ear. If you're going for half moon, Ardha Chandrasana, bend your front knee a little bit so that you can bring the block or the hand in a diagonal line from your left foot. Step the back foot in, step one. Adjust the block, step two. Shift your weight forward, crown of the head reaches forward, and then you lift the back leg off the earth. Flex your foot, bring the leg parallel with the earth. Beam the crown of the head forward as you beam the leg back. You can keep the hand where it is, bring it on the rib pockets, up to the sky, wherever it's comfortable. And again, have your gaze, your drishti down or straight ahead. Breathe. Breathe in a little bit more. And then bring your way, make your way back slowly if you're in Ardha Chandrasana. Everyone come into Warrior Two just momentarily. And then exhale, cartwheel the arms down, slowly transition. Step into plank on an inhale. When you exhale, bend your left knee, so the leg that was forward, like a fish fin, and then step it behind your right leg. Press down through everything that's on the earth, and then lift your side body. It's not a wild thing. We're not creating a back bend. We're creating a side body opener. Inhale there. Exhale, belly muscles to spine. Last breath in. And exhale, release. Knees to the ground. Fingertips forward, a little wider than the line of the shoulders, so a little bit of a V shape. And then slide back this time. So that was our peak for sure. Many peaks, actually. little waves towards our peak. Sit down onto your sit bones. And then if you want to, you can use something to sit on. Just checking for insects. We have many animals in our house and around our house, so I'm always a little aware. Soles of the feet together. Making sure you can sit on the edge a little bit of, if you're sitting on something, it will help to tilt the pelvis forward to sit on something instead of having this kind of slouch position. So if you notice that, sit up a little bit higher. Like me, I need to actually sit up higher. And that you were able to sit up without props one day doesn't mean that you have to do that now as well. Our bodies change, and that is beautiful, right? We're all ultimately going into the decay of our body. So fingertips behind us. I know that's sometimes a disturbing thought, but it is a reality for all of us. Press down, if we're lucky. Press down with your fingertips into the earth, and then lengthen the spine. Front of the head beams up. And then either stay here and celebrate having this position, really release any tension from the inner thighs. Or if you can keep the spine long and the knees where they are, so they're not coming up, my spine is not starting to round, then you can keep the spine, then you can keep the fingertips forward and maybe walk them more forward. So we're not really necessarily going for the furthest forward as possible. We're going for some opening in the inner thighs, hips, and a long spine along the way. Softness in the face. Relax your jaw. Separate the teeth. Slide any tension down, away from the crown of the head, down the spine, into the sit bones, into the earth. Let it be compost for the earth. Any conflict, any pressure, any tension, any holding, any controlling, let it all slide away from you. And one more big breath in. Exhale fully, empty, 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 and let that help you to slowly come back up from wherever you were. Hands on the outside of the knees, bring the knees together. And then extend your legs, second and last seated pose. Extend your legs out to the sides. Shift your weight forward. So once again, you're not sitting on the backs of your sit bones. If that is happening, if you're feeling like this, sit up higher. So you can do this, tilt the pelvis forward. Doesn't mean that you have to come down with your hands. It's just about your pelvic tilt, all right? So once again, we start with the fingertips behind us. Press down to lift up, flex your feet. And then from wherever you are, keep on lengthening the spine. And if it feels accessible for you to come forward with your fingertips without rounding the spine or tilting the pelvis backwards, then you can go there. So this is also our anatomy. For some of us, there is bone to bone and there is just compression and you can't go any further. For some of us, there isn't and we can go further. So it's not always just flexibility. And even if it was, it doesn't matter. We're not better humans when we are more flexible in our body. Maybe flexible in our mind. It's more helpful. Keep on lengthening the spine. Soft face, soft eyes. And then inhale, slowly come up. When you exhale, guide the legs back to center. Cross your shins and then sit in a comfortable position here. So before we move down onto your back, a little Nadi Shodhana, alternate nostril breathing, but actually what we're doing, the nadis are the channels that take us from a marma, a point on the outside of the body, take us through the rivers of the nadis into a chakra in the subtle body. So it's really to balance the subtle body, not just the physical body. We've done that already with our pranayama and with our all of our asana, all right? So this is more to balance the subtle body, our prana, our energy. With your dominant hand, doesn't matter which one it is, bring your peace fingers together and then in for Vishnu Mudra. So now you'll have your thumb, your ring finger and little finger free. And you'll place that on the bridge of the nose, so really right between the eyes. And then you'll slide down until you feel that the bone becomes cartilage and you can move your nose. So not where your nose is still stuck, but where you can actually move the nose. All right, so that's different for everyone. Keep your fingers there. So it might not be on the nostrils, might be higher, might be wider, wherever that is for you. Hold that. You're not pressing, but you're just touching. And then you'll close the right side of the nose with whatever fingers are on there. You'll inhale through the left, keep on touching the left side of the nose. Close the left, open the right, exhale right. Again, you keep on having contact with all of the fingers that are touching the nose. Inhale through the right. Exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Exhale through the right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Nice and relaxing sound from the outdoors, from wild nature. Inhale left. Exhale right.
Last one, inhale right. Exhale left. Release the hand that was on the nose. And observe. Let me just close the window. Bring your thumb and your index finger together. Gyan Mudra with the palms facing up. Rest of the fingers naturally curled up. And feel that very gentle touch between the thumb and the index finger. Where is your attention naturally going to? And bring your attention more inward into the Sushumna, the midline, really deep inside of your body, this column of light from your pelvic floor up through the crown of the head. Let your attention rest on that column of light. Very slowly make your way down onto your back. You can take any props with you, place them to the side for in a minute you'll be in Shavasana. So coming down onto the back, remove anything from your hair, glasses, watches, and let your knees come into your chest. Gently sway from side to side. And feel if there is a sense of contentment, santosha. And if not, is there any asana or any movement, any breath that still needs to happen before Shavasana? And if so, go there now. Just let the body naturally move into that for a minute or so. Any last release to complete your practice, your more movement practice. And when you feel the pull of Shavasana, you can start to let the legs unfold. Use any props underneath the thighs, knees, maybe something underneath the head or a blanket or a prayer shawl covering you. So letting the body know it's time to surrender and to rest. Making sure the head is in a relaxed position with the neck long, arms by your side, feet hip distance or wider. Palms of the hands up and feet dropping out to the side. Allow the body here to surrender into the earth, surrender into peace. Allow the breath to become slightly deeper and longer. Start to gently move your head from side to side, your fingers, your toes. Make the movement bigger, circle the wrists, the ankles, stretch your arms out overhead. And bring the knees into the chest one by one, slowly transitioning. Let any props fall to the side. And roll over to your left side. Relax your head onto your arm. And then press the right hand down into the ground and slowly lift up. Keeping the eyes closed as best you can. Sit up nice and tall on a prop. Bring the palms of the hands to touch at the heart. And bow the head to the heart. We'll close our practice with an Om. You can join, you can hum, or you can listen. Take a deep inhale. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace in all realms. May it be so. Thank you, yogis. I hope that cooled you down a little bit. And come back to this practice whenever you feel this pitta intensity in your life. Also when there's just this overdrive, overambition, perfectionism. This, in theory, should help with that as well. Or when it's just very hot outside. Thank you so much. If you're joining for the rest of the day, then we'll take a 15-minute break. Otherwise, I'll see you soon. Bye. Thank you.